one of the priorities going in was to address the quarterback situation really on both sides of the ball. Obviously, we feel good about what we did there with Justin, and then talking about the quarterback on defense, Jamie and Sherwood wearing the green dot. It's always nice when you can keep one of your own in free agency, so we're able to do that. And then address some secondary spots, the safety, the corner spot. Feel really good about the players we got. They fit what we're looking for in those positions. Cisco and Stevens at corner. And then kind of just fill in with some value adds throughout, add depth all over the roster. So feel really good about the free agency plan, executing it, and excited to kind of take the next step, really jump into the draft meetings next week with the college staff and prepare for the draft. With that, I'll kind of take any questions.
When you guys evaluated Justin, what made him so appealing to you?
Yeah, so the quarterback position in general, we evaluated obviously the entire free agency class, looking at the draft. And Justin's a young, talented quarterback with a unique athletic skill set that adds another dimension to the game that's hard to defend. So, there was that, and then diving into the person, knowing him, his leadership, he was just a good fit.
Is he your starter, or is it an open competition, him and Tyrod?
He is the starter, but Tyrod's going to be right on his heels, and Tyrod's a pro's pro. So really is going to be a great asset for Justin in the quarterback room. Tyrod's been around the league for a long time. He knows what it takes to prepare and prep for this league and be ready to play, and I think he's going to be a great, really asset to Justin in the room.
What gives you the confidence that Justin can take a step or two in terms of just passing, like improving his passing numbers and so forth?
You saw it last year, 4-2 as the starter. He probably had some of the best quarterback play of his career, and we're going to do everything we can to support him when he gets here.
Darren, I think you only signed one free agent that was even 30 years old. Did you guys make a concerted effort to get younger?
Absolutely, we did. It was an emphasis going into free agency that we wanted to stay young, kind of focus on second contract players, focus a lot of the guys on our own if we can, but staying young was an emphasis, and we were able to do that.
With Stevens, I think he's a unique player because I don't think he had a great year last year. So what do you guys see that maybe speaks differently from what some of those struggles maybe?
I can't speak to the situation of what happened in Baltimore, but we do know his physical traits fit what we're looking for in a corner. He's big, he's got size, he's got length, he can play press man coverage, he can run and cover with speed. So we thought he was a good fit for us, and we're excited. And with Coach AG and our coaching staff, we feel like they can really get the most out of him and help improve his play.
Darren, what do you think of your receiver room right now, and where does Allen Lazard fit in that?
Yeah, the receiver room we feel good about. Obviously, it starts with G-Dub, Darren Wilson, one of the top receivers. And in regards to Allen Lazard, we're working through that right now, but feel good about where that's going.
What about the tight end room? How do you feel about that?
Tight end room? Yeah, we feel good. Rucker could take the next step. It's a good tight end class in the draft. There's some depth there, but feel good adding Stone Smart. He's an athletic guy with some upside, so feel good about the tight end room.
You guys lost Lazard. You guys lost some proven starters, and I know you're not done yet, but haven't filled those positions with guys that are necessarily proven. So just what's your overall opinion on the depth of the roster right now and moving forward? How much do you do in the draft?
I feel good about the depth, and like you said, it's not over. I mean, all season we're always looking to acquire players, add depth, add competition through free agency, the draft, even in the offseason, the alternative leagues, there'll be vets out there, so it never ends really, but we feel good about where we're at and the players we have on the roster right now.
With Lazard, what do you mean working through that?
Yeah, in regards to potential restructuring of the contract, but hope to have Allen on the team.
So restructure, though, means, you're operating he's going to be on the team next year, whether it's a restructured contract
That's the hope, but we'll work through that. That's fluid.
Where are you at with Garrett Wilson in terms of an extension?
In regards to extensions in general, look, there's been a lot of talk about that. We have several players, whether it's early extensions or just players we can extend in the last year, and those are good call it problems to have, but when we're having those discussions, those are good discussions to have. But right now my focus is on the draft. Once we get through the draft, we'll talk about potential extensions for whoever that might be.
How would you describe how the collaboration was with Aaron? This is your first time working together and going into free agency, trying to figure out what players he wants, what kind of guys you like. What was that whole process like?
It's been great. It started really that first day once we got the whole staff together and we went in a room and talked about, okay, schematically, here's what we're going to try and do. Here's what we want. Here's the athletic profiles we're looking for at each position. And it's been very collaborative with the coaches through free agency, and will continue to be collaborative as we get back and start the draft process as well.
I think there was a stereotype the last few years around the NFL regarding non-premium positions, running back, tight end, and where you should select them in the draft, where you should pay them. Has some of the success recently, whether it was Saquon in Philly or Brock in the Raiders, changed maybe the overall outlook where maybe using premium picks on a position like that is a little more
I don't know that it changed. I mean, we're always just looking to add good players, right? Regardless of position. If you can add good players that help you win games, premium position or not, we'll be looking to do that.
Where are you at with right tackle right now? I think you're looking at the offensive line. It's easy to see the other 4 positions.
Yeah.
But where are you right tackle?
Like I said, we're not done adding. We'll continue throughout this process. I think we have roster flexibility. We signed Chooks. We signed Josh Myers. He's going to compete to push Tippmann, but there's always flexibility up front with Tippmann, who's played guard. Vera Tucker's played tackle. But we're just adding guys to come into the room and compete, and we'll continue to do that through the process.
Is AVT at right tackle a possibility, or is he's a guard?
He's a guard, but we know his flexibility in the past and what he's been able to do for us.
How does signing Justin Fields impact your draft strategy for quarterback?
We'll evaluate, just like any position, we're going to evaluate the quarterbacks, the entire class, right? And that's the same for every position. It doesn't change our approach. We'll have those meetings and evaluate every quarterback in the draft.
Take one as high as 7?
I don't know who we're going to take at 7. You know, we're going to have those meetings next month. But Justin's ours. Yeah, I'll let you know as soon as I know.
How do you feel about, just you've dived into the draft at this point? How do you feel about the options at 7 right now when you look at it from?
I feel good. I feel it's wide open right now. Like I said, we're going to really dive into that next week when we get back and for the entire month. But I feel good about the options that could be there at 7 right now.
What's your approach to the draft? Is it like, do you put a board together and best player avail?
Yeah. Obviously, we put a board together. It's a very collaborative process with the coaches and the scouts, and like I said, that'll start next week and really all month. And we'll just work through by position, kind of build the board.
What was your thought process at defensive tackle? You signed a few guys that are known for like run stopping and kind of things.
Yeah, we wanted to add some size in there next to Quinn. And again, we're not done. We'll continue to evaluate the entire roster and evaluate the leagues and the draft and try and add good players and good depth.
Have you been able to hit pro days?
I have not much. We've had a lot of coaches and scouts out. I myself have not.
What did you guys like about Cisco?
He's got good size. He's athletic. He's got ball skills. He kind of fits the profile of what we're looking for there at safety.
Do you feel like your roster is better right now than the day you took over?
I feel like the roster is in a good position right now, and I think we'll continue to add good players, good depth, and continue to improve the roster. We're always going to be looking to improve the roster.
You see Justin Fields it's only a 2-year contract, obviously, but is kind of the intrigue there just what maybe there's some untapped ability there that people haven't seen yet?
I do. I do believe that. And we believe Justin is the starter. We believe in Justin. We believe we can win with Justin. So we're excited about Justin's potential.
How important for you was getting that, with saying that, how important was it for you guys to get that second year of that contract where if he goes off this year, you're not kind of
I think it's good. I think it's good for us, and I think it's good for Justin. We're glad it worked out like that.
Is there any layer of your pursuit of Justin, knowing that he has that previous relationship with Garrett too, that they have a little bit of chemistry?
Yeah, I think that helps with Garrett and Justin, and I do. I think it helps.
Just from a football standpoint, how much do you think with Fields' maneuverability, him and Garrett can mesh together on the field?
Yeah, you saw there was rapport there at Ohio State. We hope we see that again here.
Is the success Baker Mayfield had in Tampa, Sam Darnold had in Minnesota, right? First round picks that didn't work out for a few teams and then worked out. Did that kind of play a role at all in
You've
going
seen
to
some
Fields?
of that as of late, and it did as we went through the process, and we think we can have the same type of result here.
We haven't had a chance to talk to him, but what about Tanner do you think can potentially unlock more of what Justin does?
Tanner and the entire offensive staff, you got a lot of bright minds in the offensive room, and even Coach AG, from the defensive perspective, being a head coach, I think he can help as well. So it's going to be a collaborative process from the whole team, the whole group.
What's been the most interesting transition for you? Maybe something that surprised you that you didn't expect?
I don't know that there's been one thing. I think I've acclimated pretty well throughout the whole thing, and really that's a credit to all the people in the building. The people that I'm surrounded with day to day, from Jaime, Nick Sabella, Robbie Payton, the whole group in-house, the pro scouts, they've really helped me a ton as I've transitioned into this new role. It's been great.
How has it been getting to know the players that were on the roster?
Yeah.
And if they're not in the building yet, they don't have to be in the building yet. I know a lot of them probably
Yeah.
are. So how have you done kind of getting to know those guys so
Yeah,
far?
I've talked to a handful of the guys, but looking forward to when we start, April 7th, and more of them around to, getting those relationships going even more.